I looked at some of these and I was ashamed, because they actually had their breezeways cleaner than mine were. Now granted, they have more staffing than I have, but I don't ever want that to be a reason. So I'm back here and I called the temp agency and said, send me a temp, and I've got him doing nothing but breezeways, because we are nicer than them. So why are they gonna look better than we do? Unacceptable.
Yeah.
And there's certain times you guys are gonna find out, like the radio thing, if there is no budget, that's not a reason. It is mandatory that we have radios. Radios can be an asset saver, it can be a lifesaver. Cell phones die.
Period.
Radios, if you keep it charged,
But-
they won't.
but-
You can always count on those. And we even went as far as to, the office has one, and we have a code word if you have like an active shooter or something on site, because you don't know, some of these residents will go South Central on you. And we have a code word, so all you gotta do is just call and ask for a Tech 4, because we don't have a Tech 4. And we know that all of us are gonna come right up to the office, if you're comfortable. I'm not gonna obligate anybody,
Right.
but,
So
anybody here, if you've been doing what you're doing now for any length of time, we're the ones that run to the fire, not from it. So,
right. So there's certain channels that you want to go through, obviously, before you order $5,000 in radios, right? First is I'm not saying just yes, they're a necessity, yes, we want to use them, but we want to make sure we go through the proper channels, right? We want to make sure that we get the loaner test radios first. We want to make sure, yes, they work on your site. We want to make sure that either we get approval from ownership or we go through the right channels, right, to make sure that it's okay before we do buy them radios. But radios are the biggest time saver at work, and cell phones are the biggest time waster. So as we're trying to create consistency across the board, we want to make sure that anytime anyone comes to our sites, we know that in order to communicate with us right, we want to have them radios. We want to have that instant communication. We want to be able to hear everything, right? So if there's a flood and you have to call each single person on the phone, you're looking at 20-25 minutes before everyone's there. If everyone has their radios on them, the officer gets on the phone, guys, there's a flood, instant, right? So we want to look at it as preserving the asset, time management, consistency across the board. But we also want to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's and make sure that we go through the proper channels to make sure that we get the radios, right? So Tom Hag, he's real good at the communication with them emails. So if you have a hard time trying to get it, I would reach out to him, because he has a way of actually being able to talk and do all the stuff on the back end that us as maintenance guys will just be like, we need the damn radios, to where he can actually go in there and he can have the proper conversations to get what we need. Okay? But we just want to make sure we use the proper channels in order to get the stuff that we need. I'm glad that we went over the budget today. I'm glad that we talked in a group about the water filters. So I didn't know that there was this many properties in our region that was having problems with the water filters. So that's definitely, we talked about it this morning in our call, but we're going to revisit this next week as well. But I want to have an answer for you guys pretty soon. Is there anything else on?
Wait, Daryl.
Do what?
Daryl, is there any way that you can find out? I don't know what everyone else, but you mentioned earlier about the service requests are legal binding documents.
That's right.
They are. And that being said, I'm looking for one here, but the time is off for this region.
Right.
By 1 hour, because they're using, for us, it's off by an hour. For Arizona, I don't know what your time, is it off by 2 hours? So clocking in sometimes on the time clock will be off, MRI will be off. Is there any way to talk to someone about getting the software on that repaired?
I will call about that. I'm not too sure on my end yet, but I'll look up the information to find out if there is actual way to be able to correct the time. because as you mentioned, it is a legal binding document. So with the time being off hour, that'll definitely affect it. So I will mention that to everybody. And like I said, anytime you have tariff problems, or anytime that you have things that you can't get from your supplier or stuff is back ordered, Kim Diltz is who is in procurement, who has that relationship with the national vendors, that will be able to respond better than that. That's what she does, right? So we want to make sure that we utilize our resources as a whole and become more consistent on how we're operating. All right. So it was a really productive meeting today, guys. I'm really happy that as a region that we all were able to jump on this and we were all able to talk and communicate. I think it's big as far as creating the consistency from site to site in our region. As well as we want the same thing that they do in Detroit, we want to do in Texas, right? We don't want to operate differently. We want to make sure that we're in the zone. And this year, 2019, we're going to win, right? We're going to have the best Kingsley surveys. We're going to have the best budgets. We're going to have the best shops. We're going to have the best curb appeal. We're going to have the best resident retention. We're just going to excel, right? So this group, it's a real tight group. I want to remain tight. I want to keep the communication open, because I wanted us to feed off each other and continue to move forward.
Yes, sir.
All right.
With the Kingsley surveys too, guys, I don't know if everyone here is participating in the Kingsley surveys, but I know that we're all using door tags. And I've got a cheat, if you will, for door tags. I take it with me, especially if the resident's home, and I go ahead and say, hey, if you wouldn't mind taking a quick second to fill this out for me while I pack up my tools, 9 out of 10 times, they'll never say no, and they'll always give you a great little comment on the card, and all you gotta do is drop it in the mailbox. If you hang it on the door, yes, it lets them know that you were there, or that you're currently in there, but they don't always fill it out. But when you can catch them, have them fill it out every time, man. You will get more cards returned with a positive response, which makes you look good, makes the region look good, everything, when we're the ones that are getting all of these. Whether the surveys reflect it or not, we can say, look at our door tags, man, it's been nothing but positives. Just for what that's worth.
Nice. So, is everyone good on operating statements and how to read operating statements and being able to look at variances, getting expense approvals if we are going to go over budget, and actually being able to use the budget you have that month? We talked about the high-low inventory today. We talked about the importance of the high-low inventory. We talked about how pre-walking and the preventative maintenance is going to affect your budget, as well as how it's going to help your budget, as well as how it's going to help preserve the asset and become a time saver. And it's also going to become a money maker as well. So I think we covered a lot of information today. I do want to follow up with the email, guys, and I do want everyone to have each other's numbers. So in the event that Mike and Rodney, you guys are in the same city, you guys should be able to utilize each other, right? Johnny and Eric, you guys both have JLB properties, so the same thing you go through at one site might be the same thing Johnny goes through at Modern. So there's no reason why we can't feed off each other's knowledge and actually continue to look over the data, continue to look where we're hitting the mark, not missing the mark, and continue pushing that agenda to, be consistent across the region. That's our ultimate goal. Is we're going to hit all of our budgets in 2019. Right, we all prepped for it. We were all able to actually go in there and say this is what we need. So now that we did that, we want to make sure on our end that we hit it. All right, is everyone good? Eric's good.
Let me give you guys my number real quick. 214.
If everybody can use the group chat on the side, just hit the chat button, everybody can put that number in the group chat.
Okay, bet that.
Or
Okay, cool.
Or I could just copy all you guys in the email. You guys can all reply with your information. That way, in the event that your phone or something breaks, that you can go back to your email and find it. Cool?
And also, know, fellas, if anybody specializes in anything particular, like plumbing, HVAC, anything like that, whatever you may specialize in, just let us know, so that way if we're having certain problems at our property, we know who might be able to best person to help us out.
And see, there's going to be quarterly meetings for all that training and any stuff. So if you guys know, for example, that you're going through a certain topic, and this is the training that you guys need to become more efficient, so we're not calling the vendors out, so we're not wasting the money, so we're not blowing our budget, right? We want to know. That way we can plan to get the training that's needed for that site, and ultimately we know what we have to focus on as a group, right? So I don't want it to become rogue to where we're not following the same procedures company-wide, right? So, yes, I'm glad we have people that specialize in everything, but we also want to make sure that as we specialize in everything, that we are also following the right procedures for that, and that we're not going rogue in our region. We want to make sure that the consistency is still there. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, there's the group chat right
My
there.
number?
Yep. All right, you see Rodney's. Yep. It's all up on the right. So Mike Mosley's number is 901-501-4796. Johnny's phone number is 480-652-0692. Angelo's number is 517-449-8042. Rodney's phone number is 214-475-3822. And my phone number is 469-650-8443.
Mine is 214-713-5690.
All right, guys. It's awesome. It was a really productive meeting.
Appreciate it.
And I'll be following up with the email, okay?
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you. You guys have a great weekend.
All right, you guys too.
Right.
Bye.